What's up internet, Kevin here with TLD bringing you our review of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now another year has passed, so that means another entry in this now gigantic franchise. Although there has been one significant shift in this one, which is its setting. Now we have a near future setting in 2025, rather than modern day or recent history. Now being one of the Treyarch designed Call of Duties, we are once again presented with the three main modes they like to use. A campaign mode, online competitive multiplayer, and a cooperative zombies mode for survival. Now while there has been a shift in scenery as well as a small update to graphics, once again we are faced with the question of whether or not there is enough new content and good enough balances to really make the sequel warranted, or at least worth purchasing over prior entries. And the answer is sadly enough, maybe, depending on what modes you like to play. Now starting with the campaign, I will have to admit that I found myself a bit surprised at how much I enjoyed playing it, at least more so compared to other campaigns in other recent Call of Duty games. It's still extremely short, only totaling around 8 hours at most, and while the plot has lots of pretty explosions and fights, there's not a whole lot in terms of cohesive storytelling or original ideas, as well as a ton of really odd plot holes, like having a character only age about 15 years in a span of 30. Jumping between two interconnected plots taking place in the 1980s and the futuristic 2025 creates an interesting dynamic between how missions are handled, and I thought it was actually a pretty fun idea for displaying how rapidly war is changing, particularly in the use of drones. Though the game constantly wants to drill this concept into you, taking every moment to reinforce the idea that this game is in the future by making numerous unnecessary references to modern times as the past. The biggest thing though that pleasantly surprised me about the game is that it actually has choices, and not only does it have choices, but these decisions actually impacted the ending of the game, some of which are very different. It's still nothing groundbreaking, but it's still at least a good change of pace compared to past super linear Call of Duty titles, and may make the campaign actually worth a second playthrough for some. Now as for the multiplayer, the core experience is still very much the same as other Call of Duty titles. However, there have been a few changes they added to try and make it stand out a little bit. While numerous guns have been switched out to represent the change in times, as well as having new maps and different score streaks, there are really only two changes that I would consider being relatively significant. First off, kill streaks have been replaced with a similar, but more free, score streak system, where players are awarded streaks through gaining kill score points. It still boils down mostly to more kills equals more rewards, but the benefit of this is that more skilled kills can reward streaks faster, as well as enabling the players to still benefit from doing more team-oriented things like assists. The other shift comes from the class creation system, which gives players a greater number of options than before, like being able to take multiple perks of the same type, while also adding the new restriction of only allowing a total of 10 abilities and items to be equipped at one time. Also, several abilities have changed their type. For instance, fast reloading is now a weapon mod rather than a perk. Now I personally liked both of these changes as I felt that it added a little more way for you to add your own personal touch to your character class, but in the end they still do very little to actually change the flow of online gameplay. Only the most hardcore or most long-term players of Call of Duty will really notice a change in style, whereas more casual players or people new to the series will still feel like it's the same experience, just with a new coat of paint thrown on. Now the one mode that I feel has undergone the most changes, however, is Zombies, which in addition to the standard survival mode now has two new options, Transit and Grudge. Transit plays out as a sort of pseudo-campaign. While normal survival rules apply, players travel through a small town via bus, trying to not only survive, but figure out how zombies happened in the first place. The bus must be taken as a safe route, as while players are free to walk, entering misty areas will only end in being attacked by angry, leaping zombie babies, which does not make for a happy long-lived life. Grudge matches, on the other hand, add a competitive aspect to zombies, having two teams of 4 work together to survive hordes, but at the same time having the eventual goal of needing to wipe out the opposite team. This usually boils down to both teams refusing direct aid to one another, and once one team is already near death, the other side finishes the job while trying to take care of as many remaining zombies as possible. The core gameplay itself is still very much the same, but the two new sets of rules do give it a bit more depth to what players are trying to achieve, and give zombies a bit more long-term appeal, as well as more replayability. All in all, there really isn't much that can be said about this entry that hasn't already been said about all the other Call of Duties that have come out since Call of Duty 4. Those of you that play Call of Duty for the campaign will find yourselves enjoying it, if only for a fleeting moment as it ends very quickly, while those of you more dedicated to competitive multiplayer will find some new noticeable changes, but still the same core that's been sold again and again year after year. In my opinion, the one group that did benefit from this sequel are the Zombies fans, finding a much more robust system that makes this minigame stand toe-to-toe with some of the bigger standalone zombie titles. Well, that's our review of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Those of you looking to pick up a copy for yourself to have some zombie killing action or near future warfare, check out the link in the description for pricing and availability. As always guys, thanks for watching our videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so to stay up to date on all of our latest reviews and unboxings. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to like it. It's the easiest way to help out the channel and is always appreciated. If you guys want an easy way to stay up to date on all of my latest thoughts about games I'm currently playing, make sure to follow me on Twitter at TLD_Kevin, and I'll see you guys next time.